Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwantner, and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Joanna Weidenmiller. She is co-founder and CEO of OnePage. Welcome, Joanna.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here.
You have surprised me today. You were speaking at the Sales 2.0 conference, and from the comments that I've read so far, you hit it out of the ballpark.
Oh, great.
So tell us about the mindset you had today before you went on stage.
I think my mindset was really, this is my passion, is as much as I wanted to, as I went in my own life and I've tried, I've been involved in many things, where I always found that I actually felt at home most was in sales. And my favorite part about that is teaching people the things I learned from hearing, hundreds of no's a day and hearing, every possible objection. And so trying to pass on the information that I learned, especially when it comes to duplicating yourself and hiring people that can do what you need them to do in sales. It's really my passion. And so in the end of the day, I'll have that conversation over dinner. It's easy to have that conversation to a room when it's natural. It's hard to have a conversation when it's forced. And, I think for me, it was, how do we build a story instead of a pitch?
So what I'm sensing about you is that you actually, when you're in that zone where you express your passion, then you have a lot of clarity and a lot of conviction and a lot of emotional engagement with the audience.
Absolutely. Yep. And I think that that conviction and that emotional connection is so valuable when it comes to just resonating and understanding who your audience is. If you're gonna, before getting up there, just knowing who are you speaking to. Are these people, I speak to all different types of people every day. Yesterday I was speaking at an event where they had rented out all of Giant Stadium, and I was standing on the field with a mic speaking to a bunch of people in the audience or sitting in the stands, and completely different audience. What did they want to know is completely different than what I talked about today. And
what did you talk about?
Really, I talked about what you need in an investor and what it comes down to a startup, and as well as to the investor base that is investing in that startup. When putting your money to work with a venture capitalist, those are the limited partners that are investing in the VCs. This was hosted by one of my venture capitalists who originally backed us, and what made him separate from every other VC that was, part of that had invested in OnePage, and why was he successful, and where did I see my benefits? So, I think that's very hard to understand when you're a startup, because it's money, right? And you need the money, and so you're kind of sitting there going, oh my God, I don't resonate very well with this person. I'm not sure if they're going to help me, but they are going to give me a bunch of money, and I should probably take it and just, put up with it. And in the end of the day, they shouldn't, because it's going to have a much greater, downward impact on the business unless there's a VC that's actually going to help you. And the VC I was supporting yesterday was really, has been fundamental in our success.
So on our way to success, we encounter obstacles.
Absolutely.
What was your biggest obstacle?
Geez, today? Because I have them every day.
Right, okay.
I failed. I always say I trip up every day. I just never have quit. So it was kind of the big difference. People are like, well, you've never failed. I'm like, no, I failed. I just literally was down to the wire every time and never quit. And I would say the biggest obstacle in the beginning is when you believe in something so much, and you're trying to express that to people, and that in a very short amount of time, if you had the right resources, you'd be able to execute that. Right. And when people just don't see that in you yet. And as salespeople, we are fundamentally driven by the law of averages, hitting the ground and you're just not taking no. Right. And sometimes you have to say, is there a reason that these people are saying no? Is it some kind of attitude I have? Am I lacking that indifference I need? That it's just kind of, it's so easy for me to sit back and say, oh yeah, turn down VCs if they're not the right people or whatnot. But when you are desperate to try and get that information across, I guess just checking yourself. And for me, what it came down to is, when you're a salesperson and you're selling something, or you get sold something and you just know the person needs the sale. Right. You pity them and you feel bad, but you don't buy the product. Right. And you have to have that indifference and that just excitement and just clarity that, if you're not going to buy, just say no because I got to go. You're holding me up for me, yes. And that was kind of, once I had that realization, it was easy for me to express what we were doing, you know. But in the beginning, that was a challenge. But thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.